Hello everyone and welcome to the greenbusinessowner.com web class entitled Market Research, Getting to Know Your Customer. Today we're going to talk a little bit about your potential target customer, how you get to know them, how you get to know what they want, how much they want it for, in what delivery vehicle they want it in, when they want it, how they want it, how often they want it, and a variety of other factors that will really help inform your marketing strategy as you go forward with your business. So today we're going to cover a couple of different agenda items. The overview for today is that basically we're going to touch on the one fundamental underlying principle of market research, which is know thy customer. If you know your customer, odds are you will successfully reach them better, and you will know how they like to receive messages and all those things we talked about in terms of what they're willing to pay and what for kind of thing. We'll walk you through the strategy of setting a couple of goals for your market research. Whether this is preliminary research or you're launching a new product line or new service, or whether you are a field-tested veteran and you're just looking to reconnect with a customer base that you think you should have more of or more loyalty from, we can set some goals for that and go about achieving those goals. We'll then launch into a couple of options for conducting market research. These range from free to inexpensive to very in-depth kinds of detailed market research. A lot of this stuff you can do on your own. Some of this stuff, the more in-depth stuff, tends to be stuff that you hire out. But we'll present the options and we'll walk through them. Everyone should have received this download when you registered for this class. This is one of GBO's e-tools, greenbusinessowner.com's e-tools, entitled Market Research Needs Assessment. So this document should have come with this class. If it did not, if you're experiencing some sort of technical glitch with the ordering process from our website, I apologize. Please just go ahead and ping me in the bottom right corner, the chat box there. You can ask for this document and we'll go ahead and email this out to you as soon as possible. It is a PDF. You can follow along in the document throughout the class. From time to time we might refer to it, but that's not necessary. We'll go through the slides, and this is a very highly interactive sort of format. So don't hesitate to ask questions. If you want to use the chat box, you're welcome to do that. You're also welcome to raise your hand. There's an icon at the top of the screen where you can actually raise your hand virtually, and we'll select you and we'll pass you over to the microphone. You can actually ask your question verbally. Without further ado, let's go ahead and launch in to market research. And as I said, this is highly interactive, so if you have questions, please don't hesitate to jump on in. So the main thing in market research, as I said before, what does it mean to know thy customer? It's what they want, when they want it, what prices they're willing to pay, and how they want it delivered. Those are the basic elements of it. There are a few other things, and as I said, this does inform your marketing strategy. So there's a graphic that I love I'd like to use to start our thinking around market research. So this is a purchasing cycle. This is something that is frequently taught in business schools with a little bit of a twist for the mission-driven company. So if you can take a look at the graph in the top left, the customer is essentially considering their choices in the marketplace. They're considering your product versus somebody else's product, whether that's where do we want to go out to eat, or which kind of electronic do we want to buy, or where do we order something online. So there's this consider phase where there's a lot of different inputs that come in to the customer to try and educate them around their decisions. They then take these material inputs, these data, and evaluate them, so they move into the evaluate phase. And eventually they come around that circle and they make a purchase, or they don't, but they make some sort of a purchasing decision that then informs the rest of the cycle. Now where this mission-driven twist sort of comes in is after they've made this purchase, what we always try and preach is that obviously a repeat customer costs you a lot less to obtain than a new customer. Everybody will tell you that. And so how do we get to a point where we have a lot of repeat customers, and repeat customers are talking about us, enjoying our product, and talking to others about it, which is obviously the key to getting word of mouth marketing, which everybody wants. So after the purchase, if a customer enjoys your product, again, whether it's a sandwich or an electronic, doesn't matter. If they enjoy your product and they think they got a good deal on that product, they will then talk about and recommend that product to others. But they will also form this very strong bond with the product, because once someone has spoken to their friends and recommended a product, research will show that the person is then a little bit more bonded to that product. They're a little bit more engaged. They're a little bit more bought in because now, to some degree, the reputation is on the line. And so by bonding with that product, they're able to then jump into this loyalty loop where now they are a Ford family, or they are, they're loyal buyers of 7th generation soaps. Whatever it is, there's a lot of customer loyalty research out there which talks about exactly how to do this. But the bond, once it's formed, gets this person into this loyalty loop where they go back and forth and they come back to you and purchase once again. So the critical element here that I like to get into today is about how to jump into this loyalty loop and how to get your customers to understand that what you've provided is a superior service at a good price and to get them into this loyalty loop. So the key to getting them into this is that bond part that I talked about a little bit before. That's the critical element of where you can really lock in a customer for the long term. And when you lock in a customer for the long term, what you're doing is you're effectively building the green economy, because this person keeps coming back to you and buying from you. You can now not spend as much in marketing, and you can spend a lot more in getting a good product, creating a good product, and end-of-life disposal, and all those other issues that green companies deal with on a day-to-day basis. You can spend more on organic nutrients for organic foods for a sandwich if you're spending less on marketing that sandwich to the end customer. So we're going to talk a little bit about how to get how to get to the level of knowledge that you need to form that bond with the customer. Okay, so let's start a little bit at the beginning. So now that I've given you a bit of an overview of where we want to go, let's talk about steps for effective market research. The number one step for market research is to get goals for your market research written down on a piece of paper where you can then vet them with somebody else who kind of knows your industry and can kind of help you and say, yes, those are the goals you really want to try and get to. So create a list of questions you would like to see answered through your market research. For example, and this is Figure 1, Exhibit 1 from our document, the market research document that I showed at the beginning of the class. So the very first thing, create a list. And in this list, what we've done is say, who are our customers in terms of demographics? Are they interested in buying green products, and if so, how green do they need to be? And then the third question is, how can I differentiate myself from my competitors? So you start with those determined goals. Again, talk with your peers and colleagues about it and find out if those are indeed the questions you should be asking. Hone those down a little bit and then go into your market research. You can very much start with free stuff. We'll get into this in a little bit of detail, but simple web-based research will tell you a lot of information. There's so much information out there, and we'll show you kind of how to find some of that stuff, relevant stuff. There's obviously a lot of misinformation out there and a lot of just junk. But we'll show you how to pinpoint some of the things that your target market is saying, and just through basic free web-based research that you can do in your spare time. From there, you can go into more in-depth qualitative research, and then you can kind of finish up with some quantitative analysis. But those are steps that are a little bit farther beyond. Okay, so let's start with making that list. So you make a list. So we used an example in our document for an organic coffee shop, somebody starting an organic coffee shop, questions and hypotheses before launching your market research. What coffee type should I offer? Should I offer food, and if so, what kind? How should I market myself as a green company? Do people care about the word green, or do they care mostly about the chemicals that are in regular coffee that are not in organic coffee? How late should I stay open? Simple things like that. Should I offer free Wi-Fi, or should I charge for it? How much should I charge for the coffee? How much should I charge for baked goods? That sort of thing. Okay, so in your market research, then you see that there is 4 different paths that we're outlining to your customer. So you take your customer and you want to try and understand them. You start with what's highlighted over here, which is the free stuff, Web 2.0 stuff, very, very basic. It's free. The information is out there. You start and you can move from there, and you can see on the slide that you can go from free to cheap to in-depth to sort of the bigger trends. This video continues with additional content free for greenbusinessowner.com members. If you're already a member and you are watching this video in the member area of our website, The next videos should appear directly below this one, so you should just be able to continue watching them. If you are not logged in and you're watching this on our YouTube channel, you can log in to greenbusinessowner.com with your username and password, and you will see on the page that's the login page the video archive for all classes, and you'll see this one there. If you're not a member yet and are interested in becoming one, all classes are free and video archives are free for greenbusinessowner.com members. So you can check out membership benefits by clicking on the Join Us tab at the top of greenbusinessowner.com. Thanks, and we look forward to serving you.